Brii, and welcome to the Allover podcast. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you, Jim?
Oh, great, great. Um, I just was I want to ask you a few questions. I know we talked before, remember? That was a while back. Uh, back when
Yes, I do remember that.
back when I was sort of like getting started with everything. And so it was really good talking to Todd, and you were going to be doing a TV series called Jeremesius. And so has that ever um, how's that coming out? How's that coming? Is it uh,
Yeah, so
still in the
right
process? Or?
now, yeah, right now what we're working on is writing the scripts a little bit so they're a little more convenient film
Uh-huh.
time. So I'm on the head of the committee with that. So I'm helping him with that pretty steadily right now.
Uh-huh.
So
That's
we're
good.
kind of like back on the chopping block a little bit.
I am. I'm having.
All
So,
right.
so Brie, now it seems like it's okay. So Brie, so how'd you get started in acting?
I mean, I've kind of always been doing it, but I didn't really get any opportunities to do any real acting until I moved to Colorado. And I
Hmm.
was like, I think that was when it's in eighth grade. I found this like program out here that did theater, and I just started doing theater, and I just couldn't stop.
Hmm.
So
Did you was did you like act in school? Did you do like plays and things like that when you were younger?
yeah,
Did you?
I was like heavily involved in the
Uh-huh.
theater department.
Well, that's cool. Yeah. Uh, so did you take any? Did you go like? Did you further that after high school? Did you go as an actor? Did you go into classes and things like that?
Yeah, so that's currently working on doing.
Uh, that's cool. Let's see. So how did you start with like me? How did you meet Todd Barley and some of the guys from Grand Junction?
Well, I met Todd because I needed some professional headshots, and I don't know how, but we were already mutual friends on Facebook.
Hmm.
And he did my first official set of headshots, and then he asked me to be a part of Silence, and that's kind of just how that happened.
I see. Uh, but also like Jeremesis. So Jeremesis sort of fell in line as well with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did I mean? I really did. I liked your acting in I'm not Jeremy's in Silence, and it was really
Thank you.
good. You really did a good job. I mean, uh, you were a good screamer. I tell you that much right now. You.
So, thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah, like I said, it was a good movie, and if people, I hope people will see that movie. It's really good, and it's something that it's sort of it's relatable. It's what's going on sometimes in this world, and I think that the movie was really good for that. Everybody did
Yeah,
a
I
great
agree.
job. And it left me guessing, but that's you get the gist though. You understand. And I thought maybe, and I didn't ask Todd or anything like that, but are they even thinking about maybe doing a part two to follow up on you know um, the situation, so to speak?
You know, I don't think that Todd wants to. I think he wants to leave it as it is, just because of like what the story is about.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a sensitive topic. I think that he just wants to leave it as a standalone, as
Uh-huh.
far as I know. Anyway,
Uh-huh. So, you can you tell me a little bit about the upcoming movie, and that's Paradise Road. I know it's going to be out like sometime next year, but what's that all about?
Yeah, so Paradise Road is a movie that Todd is working on. It's going to be about cars and about veterans, and so we're really looking at supporting, like, obviously veterans, like people in that one, but our main character has PTSD, and he works in a car shop with his older brother, I believe. And this kid is getting bullied right outside of the workshop, and the older men like call off the bullies and bring the kid inside. And of course, the kid falls in love with working on cars, and it's got a lot to do with like an abusive family, and it's got a lot to do with alcoholism, and it's got a lot more heavy topics, but it's a lot more family friendly at the same time. I remember when we were filming the trailer, Todd was like, "You can't curse in this one," and I was like, well, "Damn, what am I supposed to say?"
Yeah, that's wow. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Wow. So no f bombs then, huh? No f bombs whatsoever in this movie.
Huh?
No f bombs at all in this movie.
I know.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Cool.
He wants to make it a little more family oriented, so that like certain people can like just not be offended by it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. Oh. I also talked to Deborah Lamb. She's in that, and she plays the mother. So it really does sound
Yeah.
like a really good movie. And what do you and who do you play in this?
Oh, I play the older brother's girlfriend in that
Oh,
one.
okay. That's cool. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, what do you what? How do you think that it's gonna? How do you think that people's gonna? Do you think people will like it a lot, or do you really think it's gonna be pretty well interesting, to say the
Yeah, I
least?
think that that's like shockingly well received during the content.
Hmm.
And I'm happy for that. I think that Paradise Road is gonna be even more received just because it's like it's more PG, like and both like phenomenal actors. So I think that people are gonna like it.
Yeah, that's I'm glad to hear that because I can't wait to see it as well because it seems like it's really going to be good. Like I said, I've heard from you, and also now, Deborah Lamb has said some stuff about it, among a lot of other things we talked about.
Yeah.
She's been in so many movies that we just I think we talked for almost an hour or so that night. Yeah,
She's really a fantastic person.
yeah, yeah. She is, and I give her credit. I didn't realize how many movies she was in. So that's cool that and and then since her being in the movie, she's probably gonna think you'll be able to you could probably learn a lot from her as being a well seasoned
Oh
actor.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like so excited just to kind of learn from her and see what kind of wise advice she can give me.
Yeah, yeah. So can you tell me about any other projects besides the Paradise Road that you're going to be in?
Mm, right now, I'm kind of like I guess on the sidelines more than anything. I've got my projects with Todd, and I've been doing my modeling photography
Hmm.
and some theater here and there in town at the local like community theaters. But other than that, it's kind of been working on my reel and trying to find work.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. Or at least, like I said, I was just curious if you were in any of us, because I know Todd's doing a few things. You're not in the mob movie or anything yet.
I don't think
You
so,
don't
not
think
yet.
you're gonna be?
I am kind of a part of Misfit too, though. I'm
Oh,
the first
okay.
release for that one. Yeah.
I almost forgot about that. Wow.
Yeah.
they got a, you guys got a lot of, he's got a lot of things going on out there.
Yeah,
It's
he
so
does.
hard to keep track of what he's doing sometimes. I almost forgot about Misfits too. And that's going to be, do you know anything? When will you guys start shooting that?
But that he is waiting or something like that.
What's that? It's, can you repeat again? I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, he's right now. I think he's waiting to see if we can't get any more funding
Okay.
for it.
Okay, I see. I was, like I said, I was just curious. I didn't see a whole lot of that on Facebook, and I was just, after you bring it up, I just, I thought, okay, yeah, maybe I better ask and see how things are going with that. Which hopefully you will. I mean, it's really good. It's a really good movie. I really enjoyed watching it. But yeah, it was great. To watch some of Todd's movies and talk about some of the things he did, and now there's a lot of things new with him as well, with his movie company and all. So, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So, so what is one of your like influences? Who is like one of the actresses that you like look up to, and like wanted to be sort of like that person, or want to be maybe to do like that kind of style? Do you have any, just one person or a couple?
Man, I have to think about that one a minute.
Sorry, I didn't.
I get inspired like by a lot of people when I see a really good movie and I'm like I see somebody being so genuine and in the moment. Like a lot of people have to step back and be like, "Wait, this is just a movie and the person you're looking at is just an actor." And I think that is so cool.
Mhm.
Like that's I aspire to be so good that people have to pull themselves from the moment, you know? They have to
Mhm.
be like, "This isn't happening."
Yeah, yeah, and you play good roles. I mean, the last, I was even joking with Chris Michael about him being a jerk to you. I thought that was a
Yeah.
really good. It was really, it wasn't funny, but you know what I mean. When you kind of know the people that is doing the movie, I laughed at it. I was like, oh, I can't. I was like, man, you big jerk. What? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Why are you acting like that? You're supposed to be nice.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And you know what I liked about the silence? I mean, we could talk about. The thing is, I liked it. Everybody sort of, when that sort of happened, it seemed like, it was tough for everyone to like cope with what happened to her, and everyone was dealing with it in different ways, and it really came out and it's interesting because basically it's not just about her, it's about the whole, the family, the friends, and things like that. And it was really really interesting, and that's I also liked about that. And in your character, where you took, you really took this serious in a way, because it could have happened to you, it could have happened to anybody, any of the
Yeah.
friends that were in the movie, so I really like that aspect of that. And even the part where like, I can't try to give a whole lot away, but I just like the idea of the girl that she was trying to, not just she was saving herself, and I thought that was interesting. I really did. I thought, wow, that's cool. That's a good way of looking at it. And I really, because a lot of the movies are, but I liked how he touched on that in a way, where the innocence part of the movie. And I thought that was
Oh
really,
yeah.
and it made it even sadder to even think about that. You're like, oh man,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
like I said, it was a really good movie to watch. And hopefully you guys that are watching this will go and watch Silence. I know it's is it where can we get this at? Can we get this on Amazon? Can we buy it on
I
Amazon?
I don't think that is currently available on Amazon. We do have the Infinity Media Productions store on Facebook.
Okay.
And also, I believe that you can rent it or buy it for like cheaper on realhouse.com.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious about that because I wasn't sure, and and hopefully maybe they can even put it on Prime or one of the the streaming networks like
Yeah,
Netflix or Prime
that would
because
be fantastic. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, it'd be a lot of opportunities for people to watch it, and to see what the independents are doing, and and I like that in a way because I've been watching Prime a lot more than I've been watching Netflix because of the independent movies I try to check out.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a good opportunity for them to for the independents to get their stuff shown on regular
Yeah.
TV. And to find out there's a lot of there's a lot more going on than just what's going on in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I think
You got actors everywhere.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot that I just finished actually with another project
Oh,
too, independently from Todd. It was a short student film at WCCC, which is a college out here.
uh-huh.
I forgot totally, and the premiere is next like weekend. Wow,
Oh.
go me!
That's
No,
okay.
it's a student film showcase
Huh.
on May 11th. It's just a bunch of short films. I got the opportunity to work with Nick Linenberger on his short student film called Caught.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a horror comedy where this dad finds this girl's boyfriend obviously in the house and decides to chase him around and try to kill him. So
Hmm.
it's kind of funny and it's kind of scary, but mostly it was just a lot of fun.
That's good. I'm glad you enjoyed doing that.
I can't believe I
Yeah.
totally spaced it until
Uh-huh.
just now. That's what happens when you take a nap in the middle of the day, I guess.
That's okay. That happens. It happens to me a lot when you're like sometimes when I do that I wake up and I'm like, where am I? What time is it?
What year is it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Who's the president now? I don't.
And the thing is though, it's good in a way because then you're like you start fresh, especially me when I'm up basically almost the whole night, at work, and it's like you just need a little nap to keep things going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, I usually work fairly early in the morning, so I
Uh,
start pretty early and get off work at like 1:30, and then I'm like, it's time for a nap.
yeah, I'd do that too if I was a day person. I'm just not a morning person at all. Period. I am not a morning.
Dude, I'm really not either, but you gotta do what you gotta do,
You
right?
got yeah, exactly, exactly. That's whatever pays the bills. That's the thing.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
So what's one of your favorite movies? One of your favorite movies that maybe inspired you or got you into thinking about becoming an actress? Do you have a favorite movie that you've really enjoyed that helped you, inspired you in any way?
Well, I mean, I have a couple of favorite movies, I guess. I don't know if you've ever heard of August Rush, but it's like an older film. I think it came out in like 2007. It's not like older, but it came out in like 2007.
It's still
It's
old.
got Freddie Highmore
Uh-huh.
in it, and that's kind of how I got into it, like
I
into
see.
the movie, is because he was one of my favorite actors growing up, and that movie's just like really inspiring, I guess, to me.
Okay.
I mean, they've got this adorable little kid like acting his tushy off, and I just think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I just like I guess I just like movies with a story,
Uh-huh.
movies that inspire people and pull on heartstrings and things like that.
Well, you definitely are in them kind of movies right now. So I
Yeah.
guess you're following your dream of, being in good stories and very good dramas, and well, we need more of them. We really do.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
if you could act, okay, with one of your favorite actors, who would it be?
Oh man, all of them. Jennifer Lawrence, though.
Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah, she's good.
If I could
Yeah.
be in a movie with J Law, I would probably cry. And then I'd stop crying and I'd be like, gotta be professional.
Uh-huh.
I'm an actor here.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta. It's funny, you gotta realize that they're just people too. But
Oh yeah.
but I mean, I'd probably be the same way too. I don't know if I'd cry or not because I'm a guy, but I'd probably be the same way if I was able to talk to one of my favorite actors or something like that, or even heck, work with a favorite actor, or something like that. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. So that's good. You never know. You just never know. You know. Are you ever thinking of maybe going out to Hollywood and trying to make it big?
I mean, if it happens to me, it happens to me, but it's not like something I'm actively chasing. Just
That's
because wherever the work is, that's where I'm gonna be.
okay. Well, that's good. That's a good way of looking at it. I mean, and there's so many things. There's so many different places in, like we were talking before. There's a lot of different places, even in the U.S., where they're making movies at. So you just never know.
Exactly. You just have to find it.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna give you one more question. Let me see if I can find a good one for you. Okay, what was one of the best, if you can think of, what was one of the best roles? I mean, I know you've been in several movies and things like that, but what was one of your favorite movies that you were in that you really knew that you nailed it?
does it have to be a movie?
It doesn't have to be a movie, even a play. I mean, it's just something that you really thought you did like the best work ever, and you either learned from it or you took it. It encouraged you, or you know.
I'm actually the characters I feel the most satisfied with usually they're not like anything big or special. They're usually like I guess to relate it to no is I played Genji in Shrek the Musical.
Yeah, okay.
Probably that was like 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago now.
Uh-huh.
But I felt like so confident in the character. Like I 100% knew what I was doing. I wasn't afraid at all, and I just nailed it. I think that I really captured the essence of Genji on stage.
Cool, cool. I wish I would have saw that one. My son was actually. It's funny. My oldest son was actually in the musical they did here, and you probably would have been a better one than the one I watched. I'm not going to say no more.
We've done it twice. It was pretty successful out here. I mean,
Uh-huh.
just because we had such a good group of people at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't bad. I was surprised that he even wanted to be in it, but he was in it and he did okay. But he was just one of the, I forget what he was now, one of the dancers or something. So it was fun to see him doing something different than playing the sports and things like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, you know.
Shrek is a fun show. It can kind of pull you in and
Uh-huh.
make you love it without you realizing it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you sing or anything?
Yeah. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
not seriously in that one, but I have sang before.
Oh
It's not
yeah.
something I actively pursue, but
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. What kind of music do you like to listen to?
I will literally listen to any kind of music.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good way of looking at it. I mean, if you like music good enough, if you like music, then it's great to like all types and all different kinds. That's awesome.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Yeah. Did you ever think you'd ever be in another musical again?
Well, I would love to be in another musical again,
What?
even if it was just like
Uh-huh.
a choral member or like a background character. I wouldn't even care because I just love musicals.
What movie would I mean? What musical would it be if you would want to be in another musical if you could?
You know, anything
Uh-huh.
really. But dreams be dreams. I would love to do Hamilton.
Okay. Yeah.
That's really far out there, though.
Uh-huh. Did you see that movie? I mean, no, movie. Jeez, did you see that play?
I haven't seen it, but I love the soundtrack.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see it either. I was just curious, if it was worth. I know it's been so popular. I just was wondering how it was.
Oh, the soundtrack is just phenomenal. It's to die for. I think Lin-Manuel Miranda did a fantastic job writing that one out. Just because it's so attached to history,
Uh-huh.
and it's pretty accurate through most of it,
Oh yeah.
other than the stuff he would have had to guess, of course. But
Uh-huh.
I just think that's so well written and very captivating. The soundtrack is.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I never thought about that. I could get the sound. I guess you can. I have a Spotify. Can you get it on Spotify? If
Pretty
you.
sure you can get it on Spotify.
Oh, all right. I'm definitely down for that then. I always like to listen to music when I'm doing things sometimes. So yeah, I mean, something different. I mean, I've listened to I interviewed a guy not too long ago that makes music for movies and things like that. And I've listened to his soundtrack. It was pretty cool. I always try to guess if I remember watching the movie that the music was in, because he actually did a lot of for a lot of movies and things, and it was interesting. He was a good talk. A really good talk. I gotta put him up sometime. We've been
Yeah.
the thing is we've been doing skits ourselves now in our shows. So, and we still have to get one shot done to post another one up, and it's kind of tough right now because my one son is working more, so it's kind of tough to get, and
Oh
we
yeah.
need to get one more shot, and it's fun. I kind of enjoy that I get a chance to do skits and things like that with my kids, and what I like is that we can we could do something funny even though we're talking about something serious, and it's a lot different than just having music or anything. So I think it's fun to let people see something different that they'll be attractive to watching that, and then seeing who I'm talking to, or what guest I have, just to see, and even at the end we do a little skit. So, and that's what we've been basically doing now. So I can't wait to be doing some more of that kind of stuff. In a way, we have some more ideas, just to have a little bit fun, you know.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it is. Coming up with things is
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, I'm gonna do a collaboration sometime soon with a guy that he wants to do some kind of a skit, and of course I'm gonna be stereotyped as a mobster, but it's gonna be interesting as well.
Oh
and
yeah.
and he has his own YouTube, so it'll be interesting. So I can't
There
wait.
you go.
I can't wait to do that. And it's fun. Um, do you like to ad lib a lot?
I'm not very good at it, but it's something that I can do.
Okay, I was just curious if I know that basically you usually have to just be able to memorize your lines and things like that. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Have you ever been
Oh
able to
yeah.
like do that with Todd's movies? Like hey, maybe if I scream or I do something, or say something, is that okay? Have you done that
I
before?
mean, a lot of the stuff in silence is actually improv.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that made it into the final cut of the movie that we improv. Like the whole opening scene with me and Caitlin pretty much was improv. Like, it's just one of those things. Cool that you didn't notice it though. That makes me happy.
No, I didn't. And I've talked to other people that was in Todd's movies and things, and a lot of times they said, "Nah, I just try to memorize my lines and things like that." So I was just curious
I
how
mean,
much you
yeah,
guys how much you
it's
guys do that.
definitely. I mean, it's important to memorize your lines. It's equally important to know your character so well that if something goes wrong, you can fix it. I think that's part of my theater training, though,
Hmm.
kind of taking itself into into film is the fact that I'm fully prepared if somebody says the wrong thing to try to fix it without getting that cut.
I see.
Because
Yeah.
on stage you can't stop the show and start over. You have to power through it. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know. Have you ever? Okay, since we're talking about stage, and I don't know if you've ever watched this or not, but I've been watching Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm. Have you ever watched that?
sorry, I can't hear you.
Have you ever watched the movie, the TV series Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No, I've never heard of that.
Okay, Larry David's the guy that wrote Seinfeld, and
Oh, cool.
he made a series on HBO, and now it's on Prime. And I've been watching it because it's funny. He does some, if you like Seinfeld, it's like Seinfeld, almost on steroids in a way because it's not cut or anything like that. And if Seinfeld was on HBO, I could imagine it'd probably be close to this. And it was really interesting. He did a scene where he was on stage. He did the producers, and he didn't know what he lost his line. He couldn't remember what his line was. And I tell you what, that would be really scary to do. To just like,
It is terrifying.
yeah. He came through good because people were actually, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just it's a TV show, but it was interesting how he actually made the comeback and everything was fine. But, I imagine that happens and then you still got to keep, figuring out what am I going to go from here. You probably never done that, right?
What do you mean?
I mean, you probably never lost a line or, tried to, where, do you ever get like, all of a sudden you're supposed to say something and you just like freeze
No.
up? You've never
I
froze up?
won't lie to you. I have done that.
Uh-huh.
I'm not perfect by any means, and sometimes the moment gets ahead of me, and I just forget completely what I'm supposed to say
Uh-huh.
entirely.
Wow. Yeah, that's me. That's why I really like doing improv and ad libbing things because I don't know. I've done the memorizing stuff and I still come out doing it with my own words sometimes.
Yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah.
I hated. I played a pilot once in a passion play, and they were like, "You definitely got to say these lines. You can't, and it sucked because I'm like, I know I'm gonna mess this up, but I didn't do too bad. It's a good thing I only had a few lines because I think I would have blew it if it would have been any more than that.
Anymore, yeah. I
Yeah,
get that too.
yeah.
Kind of how it is with Shakespeare. It's really, really hard to improv Shakespeare unless
Oh,
you like are very, very familiar with the language. So
yeah. Have you watched Hamlet with Mel Gibson? Did you ever watch that one?
yes, yes, I
Speaking of,
have.
I've watched it. It was interesting. I was,
Yeah.
I was telling, I think it was my son. I can't remember, but I was saying to him, I was like, you really got to listen to what they're saying in the dialect. I mean, yeah, Hamlet was a little boring. I'm an action person, so it's like I got to see somebody either kill someone or, drive, drive a fast car or something like
Yeah.
that. I can't. I don't know why. I just cannot sit. And I like movies that are, there's dialogue. But don't keep running the dialogue. I got to see some action, especially in an action movie, or it's not going to be any fun for me.
Oh yeah.
you know. But that's me. I'm typical guy that likes more of that kinds of stuff. But don't get me wrong, I really enjoy some of the dramas, like for example, like the movie you were in, Silence. It was a really good movie. It was sad. I hated to watch it sometimes because I am a dad. I mean, I don't have any girls, but even just since I am a dad, it still
You can
bothered
kind of
me. Yeah,
understand a little bit the
exactly.
perspective.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult. It's something we need to talk about though as a society. I mean, so that's why I was so happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, look for Paradise Road sometime out this year with Brie Frank and Deborah Lamb and few other people. Like, but there's going to be a lot more. There's a lot of other people in it involved, and it's gonna. It seems like it's going to be a really great movie to go check out. And check out Silence because that was an awesome movie as well with Brii. She was in it and she did an excellent job, as well as some of the other people like John Briner and you know I can't think Heather Carson. She didn't do too bad. Uh, the only thing was I didn't like her as a psychiatrist though. I don't know why. I don't know if I'd go to her for very long.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, she's a specialist.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be interviewing her, and I forget sometime either next month or yeah, I think sometime next month. And so it's gonna be interesting talking to her about some of the
oh
stuff
yeah,
she's been in. You know,
very
so
interesting lady.
yeah,
Very good woman.
so I can't wait to talk to her as well. So, but thank you so much, Bree, for coming on the show tonight, and I wish you the best of luck, and and all you do, and can't wait to see you in Paradise Road as well. I'm sure you'll do an awesome job, and besides that, and everything else you do. And Brie, let me know some of the stuff you're doing that I don't get a chance to see. If you're not doing anything, if you're doing something else with Todd or whatever, you're not doing anything else with Todd. Post it on my wall. I'm sure that I would love to post it on Facebook and my page
Thank
as
you.
well. I love to promote the things that you guys are all doing. So thank you
Well,
so much, Bree. I really appreciate you coming on tonight.
thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you so much, Bree. You have a great night then, okay?
You too.
All right. This is Jim Secrets with the All Over Podcast, and thank you all for watching my show. Don't forget to subscribe. And if there is actually a drama that we're having or a little skit, make sure you watch the end of this and see what it's all about. All right. Bye bye.